What's up, you guys? Void here, coming back at y'all with another video. This time we're going to be looking at From the Vault Transform. It's supposed to be coming out the 24th of November. And in case you are unsure of what From the Vault is, if you've seen any of these cards that have this over glossy foiling process that they're super shiny and they're likely going to blind you if you have any glare in your room at all, that's a From the Vault card. They've been releasing these sets every single year since around 2008. Now we have Transform, which is essentially going to be 15 cards from Magic's history of the Transform mechanic, which started in Innistrad. So we have a ton of cool cards that they could reprint with this specific foiling process. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's just overkill. They're borderline unplayable. They have just a terrible curling problem with these cards that you don't really see with a lot of other cards. I know it's bad right now with other cards, but with From the Vault foils, these things are just ridiculous. So we do have the potential for a card like Jace Vryn's Prodigy, which is believed to be the most expensive flip card that they can put in this set, which they probably will, unless they're stupid and they don't want to put that much value into it, which just is ridiculous. Every single From the Vault set we've had, it seems, with the exception of Annihilation, we've actually been getting pretty decent cards. $20, $30, $40 cards. The exceptions to these would be From the Vault Relics, where we got like a Mox Diamond and over $100 in value right there. There's been absolute craziness just getting reprinted in these from the past, but it doesn't seem like they're going to continue that trend, especially for now, with 15 flip cards from Magic's history, which really doesn't open them up for a lot of different possibilities. It's really just Innistrad, Magic Origins with the Flip Walkers, and I guess you could say now with Ixalan, but that's about it. I don't think they're going to reprint anything that they just printed in Ixalan, so you can expect to see just a ton of cards from Innistrad here. Probably Delver of Secrets. It's so popular and iconic, and people will just love having a foil version of that. So let's just go over some of the From the Vault sets from the past. Let's look at From the Vault 20, which basically just had many different good cards from the last 20 years. Just iconic cards that made it into so many decks in the span of 20 years. And the most noteworthy one was Jace the Mind Sculptor. Funny thing though is that it is barely just like $1 or $2 more expensive than the original from Worldwake, which goes to show that just because it's from the vault doesn't mean it's going to be nice if it's foil and over glossy and shiny. And when the original non-foil is worth just as much, that kind of says something about the product. If we look at relics, we got Mox Diamond, of course, super expensive. Aether Vial, alternate artwork, pretty nice. And yet Sol Ring, which isn't super expensive on its own, but this foiling process does look nice on specific card artwork. And Sol Ring definitely looked beautiful with From the Vault style of foiling. You have Realms, where you basically just had lands, and you had Grove of the Burn Willows, Ancient Tomb, Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Super valuable lands just getting reprinted. It's usually going to do pretty well. People love lands. Then we have Legends, which before Captain Saisei's huge price jump, this set is kind of average, but ever since they've changed the Planeswalker rule and now she's super expensive now, the From the Vault version isn't doing too bad. And we also got Ulamog in that, so pretty decent. And then you have Exiled, which was kind of weird because it's not really format specific, but it's just cards that were banned at some point. And we, of course, have Lotus Petal, Sensei's Divining Top, and Strip Mine, so I'm guessing this was either Modern or Legacy. Then you had Dragons, which Nicol Bolas, the original one, getting an alternate artwork. Just beautiful. It's a highly sought-after version of the card. The card itself is just crap. It doesn't see play anywhere, really, except for some janky commander decks people want to play with, and it's highly sought after. Just super valuable. Then we, of course, had Kokosho, the Evening Star. Brilliant dude and commander. Just awesome. Then we move on to Angels, which you got Avacyn Angel of Hope, which is pretty decent, still around a $30 card. And Iona Shield of Emeria is about $8, but that was about it. The rest of the set was kind of crap. Then Annihilation was probably the weakest From the Vault set. Not a single card made it above the $10 mark. The only one that came close was Living Death. You also had Wrath of God, Armageddon, and Smokestack. The cool thing about the set, though, was the fact that these cards all got alternative artwork, which is sort of the thing to do with these From the Vaults. Make it worth getting the card besides just the stupid foiling process. You get a new artwork. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then we had Lore, which showcased Dark Depths and Umezawa's Jitte, effectively making that set worth it alone right there. But the rest of the set, again, was kind of crap. You had Momir Vig, you had other crappy cards that just didn't really see a ton of play, maybe at some point, but not super valuable cards, sort of surrounding the 2 gems of the whole set right there. So it really begs the question, what are they going to do to spice this up? And it has to be Jace Vryn's Prodigy. It has to be the other Flipwalkers, I would imagine. Those are the only ones that I could see being of any real value. And are these flip cards going to be worth more because they're foil? And people just love these foil flip cards, and that's always going to be attractive to collectors, and it's definitely going to set itself apart from the other From the Vault sets. However, I cannot say confidently that I'm going to want to buy this, because again, the cards that are reprinted in it, they have to be worth something. And it has to be worth more than just, okay, here's Jace Vryn's Prodigy and some other okay cards. I'm more of a function over flair type of player. I don't care if something's super shiny or if it's just non-foil. I want something that's going to be decent when I put it in a deck and I shuffle. That is the main problem with From the Vaults, is that they are inconsistent with the card quality of your other cards that are non-From the Vaults. Even from your other foils, they're very different. It's almost as if they're a bit thicker, so when you go to put them in your sleeves, it's going to be quite noticeable just based off of the consistency. The bend test is a little bit different. It's not too different, but it is noticeable. So the foiling process, just the card texture itself, it's so different, it's so glossy and rather smooth compared to sort of the crisper feel of their other Magic cards, that it seems rather unplayable to me. These are definitely going to appeal collectors though, there's no doubt about that. If I were to go and buy these, I would never take them out. I would leave them in the box and just say, hey look, I have From the Vault Transform. This has a flip Jace Walker in there. Pretty cool. Also be nice if we got reprints of some other Innistrad related cards, but that's about it. That's all you can really go. There's not much room beyond just Innistrad and the flip walkers, so that could be drawn up as a huge design flaw by R&D, just making a set that is so limited in terms of the card pool that you can reprint for, and overall just value. People want to buy these because there's valuable cards in there that are printed as foils with different artwork, and that was sort of the appeal to getting a lot of the cards like Mox Diamond. You had a new artwork, pretty cool. I don't really see that being the case for this set. Now they could give us new artwork for the flip Planeswalkers, and that would definitely bring up the price a bit, make it a little bit more unique. This isn't just the same exact card with a terrible foiling process. This has a new beautiful artwork that is in some way, shape, or form more desirable than the original. Overall, just aesthetically pleasing to the eye, to the touch, because a lot of players want to put these in their decks, and if it's just unbearable just how the foiling process is done, I just really wish that they would abandon the foiling process altogether. I know it's what sets it apart. Some players like it, but I can almost guarantee you that the majority of players would buy more of this if it were just the regular foiling process that they do with everything else they have. Do you like the Commander foils? They're better quality foils than a lot of the stuff you get out of booster packs now that can curl just by touching human fingers and for the first time, or being oxidized in the air or whatever, the humidity curling these cards, whatever happens, just make it a better foiling process, and I can guarantee you would see an increase in hype for these From the Vault sets. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think about From the Vault foils. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Would you consider buying From the Vault Transform? Do you think it's going to be just as desirable as From the Vault sets from the past? Or do you think this is totally going to bomb and it's going to change the future of how Wizards of the Coast approaches these special sets? So anyway, you all have a wonderful day. Void here, signing off.